It is a fantastic Saturday afternoon wherever you all may be. That's Devin. I'm Nick. This is a special edition of TitleTown Throwdown. This will be the final edition of TT. I promise of TTT. Next week we begin Clutchtown, USA. We we're just going on Titletown for this week. But Devin, a lot happened going on this week, and really the world of baseball, which is entering the playoffs pretty soon. We're about 2.5 weeks away from that. NFL season start up on Thursday. I know we both got thoughts on that. We're going to start getting into some NBA, NHL talk within the next couple of weeks as well, because those seasons are right around the corner. Feels like those seasons just ended.
It really does, with the whole Bucks winning the championship. Forgot who won it for NHL.
Lightning again.
Lightning, right? Yeah. I was very high on the Islanders to win it, to be the dark horses to win. But, hey, this season's coming. The Bruins are. We still have Raft, surprisingly. But, we'll see what happens from here.
There's maybe one Bruins thing that I do want to touch up on it. A bit of a rumor thing that I'm not sure if a lot of people have heard yet. We'll discuss it when we get there. Right now, some more important matters right now. The Boston Red Sox. Well, again, they've run into a brick wall.
They did, starting Monday.
Really, if you think about it, Sunday, because Pivetta went on the COVID IL.
Right.
But if Pavetta's cleared, he should be able to make his start. He should be able to make the start tomorrow. So the last game against Cleveland, you kind of had to punt that one away, As you did mention, though, Devin, Monday, 7-1, 7-1 lead, flushed right down the toilet, 4 error. What's happened to this Red Sox defense? It's not just Monday night. It's been going on all season.
It really has been. It started off, 7-1 great. Hunter Renfroe had a couple RBIs. Bobby Dolbach a 2-run double. And, we were chilling. We're like, hey, 7-1 lead. And, I jokingly said this to you. I said, Nick, what if the Rays come back and win 8-7, 9-10, or whatever? And I was joking. I was like, yeah, no way the Red Sox blow this lead. But I think it all started when Alex Verdugo missed that easy fly ball in the top of the third, top of the fourth inning that gave Nelson Cruz a 3-run triple and then guided him home. If it wasn't for that error, we would have easily probably won the game. I think probably 8-5 would have been the final score if it wasn't for that error.
The Red Sox have the third worst defensive fielding percentage in all of baseball. They're only ahead of the Minnesota Twins and the Miami Marlins, who have really the Red Sox and Twins are tied for the third worst. The Marlins have committed the most at 98. You and the Twins are at 97.
And yet we still have
those two teams don't make an error tonight. You make 2 errors. Guess what? You're the worst defensive fielding team in baseball.
And yet we're still in first place for the wild card. Explain to me that.
Oh, because their offense just hits the ball all over the ballpark.
Man, but here's the thing. We have to like with all the bad things happening in September and August, we have to give a huge appreciation to one Bobby Dolbach, who's been ranking it up in the home runs. And God, if the Red Sox don't sign this man this year or come next season, Hunter Renfroe, man, he's been a big agility to our definitely offense and definitely defensively with the the amazing throw that he had Wednesday night to gun down Wendell to end the game. And plus, we were down 1-0. I was like, 1-0. Final score, 1-0 Rays.
Look, I looked at Renfroe's contract. He is arbitration eligible for the next couple of years, so he is under team control for the next 2 years at the very least. But if you're Giant Bloom, just give this man a 5-6 year contract now and call it a day. Just do it now.
Exactly, because we haven't had anyone throw the ball well from the outfield probably ever since Mookie Betts or Jackie Bradley or JBJ.
Jackie. Bradley made it a routine.
Yeah.
Jackie made it a routine.
He's been just, here's the thing. For an appreciation, he's been one of our, goddess right now. He's been a great acquisition. When I saw that we signed him, I was like, we got Hunter Renfrow. I wasn't really excited about it. But once, I saw him hitting home runs, throwing people out from the outfield, I'm like, oh, wow. He has a big agility to our offense.
Yeah, the rest of the rankings for the Red Sox, if you're interested, Devin, why not? Pitching, they're 18th.
Not surprised.
Somehow they're 18th in pitching. The two worst teams in baseball are the Diamondbacks and the Orioles, who are the worst teams in baseball, given their record.
Right.
Yeah, the Red Sox, though, for all the issues that they have had, they as a team, they're 80-63. No, that's their record right now with the 4.36 ERA. It's not terrible. Could be better.
Right.
I mean, we're not the Dodgers, who just have an outstanding pitching staff whose team ERA is under 3, which is just like okay. But you're right about league average, which isn't bad. And by the way, you still have a top 3 offense in all of baseball, only behind the Blue Jays and the Astros.
Right.
So, so that kind of explains how you got to 80 wins. But the defense, we should probably more realistically have about maybe 70 wins.
I mean, right now, if I'm the Red Sox, the team that is creeping on us in the AL wildcard is the Toronto Blue Jays. That kind of scares me a little bit because it seems like it could be a Red Sox versus Blue Jays. Or if both Red Sox and Yankees suck throughout the rest of the year, it could be, in a Blue Jays versus A's match of that, or maybe the Seattle Mariners.
I would love to see the Seattle Mariners in the playoffs. Love it. I would root for Seattle because they haven't been there since 2001. They haven't done anything since 2001.
No. I mean, here's the thing. They haven't been in the playoffs in it seems like decades, hasn't it?
2001.
Right.
2001 was the last time they were in the playoffs where they had 0-1. It was set up beautifully for the Mariners. 116 wins, still to this day a major league record. I don't think that's gonna ever be broken. Unless everyone jacks up on steroids again.
Right. Exactly.
So everything, the stars were aligned for the Mariners until you hit in probably the greatest franchise in baseball history, the New York Yankees, title-wise.
Yeah. And
just absolutely upset the crap out of you. Now, granted, the Yankees went on to lose the World Series to the Arizona Diamondbacks of all freaking teams.
Thank you,
Diamondbacks. But still, though, the Mariners haven't been right since then. So if the Mariners can get into the playoffs and say, Yankees still find a way to get in there, and though the Yankees have lost 11 of the last 13 games, which I find amazing. I love it as a Red Sox fan.
Yeah, Yankees were on a hot streak, winning 13 straight in that.
We'll get to that in a moment because this is going to be a more, we're still going to keep a Red Sox team, but we're also going to branch into some national stuff too. And that's how TitleTown USA will work too. We'll branch out into major sports stories, not just relative to Boston.
Yeah.
But anyway, though, you look at this Red Sox team, though, you just see how bad the team now behind you, thankfully behind you, is playing.
Right.
Yet you're not playing any better yet. Here comes Toronto creeping up your ass. Here comes Oakland creeping up your butt. Here comes Seattle creeping up the end.
Exactly.
All 5 teams who have an actual realistic chance to get into the postseason are all separated by no more than a game.
It seems like it. Because here's the thing. You and I talked about this. The only toughest team that the Red Sox have to face throughout the whole rest of the season till October or whatnot is the Yankees and maybe the Mariners. The Mariners.
You got Seattle coming up this week. So that gives you a chance to pad a lead on Seattle, but still try to get out of Chicago with the win.
Exactly. If the Red Sox take 2 out of 3, I'll be happy. If they win tonight and they win tomorrow,
if the Red Sox win tonight, win tomorrow afternoon, you're looking good going into Seattle, which is, for some reason, you can't win up there.
No,
You cannot win in Seattle for whatever the reason, no matter how bad Seattle could be 32 and 110 or whatever right now.
Right.
And there's a good possibility that they'll sweep you in Seattle because for some ungodly reason, you can't hit the ball in Seattle. You can pitch up there, no problem, but you can't get a base hit to save your freaking life.
No, it seems like ever since the Ortiz era, we really haven't done well up in Seattle.
Even when Ortiz was here.
Yeah, exactly.
When Ortiz was here, the bat struggled in Seattle. It's something about Seattle. But Devin, as you see it roll on the stream and everyone else as well, you got the Red Sox up a game over the Yankees. The Blue Jays only a half game behind the Yankees. A's and Mariners a game behind both.
I mean,
it is so tight. Look at the Dodgers. They're 14 games up over the Padres.
I couldn't believe that.
The Reds are only like a 100th of a percentage point behind the freaking Padres,
which is unbelievable.
Cardinals are 3 back. Phillies are 3.5 back. Because somehow the Mets are still in this thing. And the Mets are a 500 team right now, as they've really been all season.
If the Mets somehow make it into the NL wild card, I will be amazed because of how well this team has been bad. The Mets haven't been a really good team this year. You know, I thought they'd be.
That's the NL East. The Braves are only 10 games above 500.
Right, and they're in first place in the NL East, surprisingly, as we speak.
Hasn't the NL East this year reminded you so much of the NFC East each of the last 4 years?
Yes, it has. You know, with the Cowboys football team, I'm sorry, I'm calling them Redskins. I really don't care what people say. You know, with the Giants and with the Eagles, it's just it's going to be an interesting season for both MLB and for the NFL coming up this season. I can't wait. I'm really excited. And if I'm an MLB fan, I'm cheering hard for the Padres. I really think the Padres have a shot in making it really far. And here's the thing. With the Los Angeles Dodgers having all these weapons and nice, shiny new toys, I guess you could say, how great would it feel for them to be knocked out of the playoffs? It would be nice for once.
Oh yeah, but that's not going to happen though. They have a 14-game lead over the freaking Padres for the first wild card. The Dodgers own the second best record or the third best record in all of baseball. The Dodgers are kind of like the Yankees in 2018. They had the second, third best record in all of baseball, 100 wins. And yet they're a wild card team, and they lost in the LDS to their division rivals. Same thing could happen to the Dodgers this year around.
Exactly. You know, it seems like this Los Angeles Dodgers team is kind of performing almost like the Golden State Warriors when they used to have Kevin Durant, Andre Iguodala, when they had the kind of big three, trying to be the next super team. That's
only difference is the Warriors actually won championships. The Dodgers have already lost 2 of them and didn't get and lost to the freaking Nationals.
Exactly, and the Dodgers won last year with this whole COVID and pandemic happening. But we'll see what happens with things in the stands.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many games you play. A championship is a championship.
Exactly. That's why I'm really excited to see this MLB playoff dwindle down. When we do this show 2 weeks from now, I can't wait to see, will the Red Sox be, 3 games underneath the wild card in third place? Or could they still be fighting for a first place spot in the wild card? I mean,
I'd feel much more comfortable with this team having that home wild card game at Fenway Park rather than having them to have to go to Toronto, New York, Oakland, Seattle.
Exactly. Like we've been saying, if the Red Sox can at least take 2 out of 3 from this hot Chicago White Sox team, it would be nice because this is the only hot team besides, I guess the New York Yankees. That would be kind of difficult. And sure, we can say the Seattle Mariners are a tough team.
You got the Mariners coming up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Then after that, you got 3 against the Baltimore Orioles, a team that you should sweep.
Yeah.
You got the Mets, a team that you should be able to take both games out of them.
Yeah.
You got the Yankees. Well, they'll be tough because they'll be fighting for a spot for you, but you should be able to take 2 out of 3 from them.
Yeah.
You've won all but one series from them this year.
Exactly. We'll still win the series regardless of what happens.
And then to wrap up the year, you're playing the Orioles and the Nationals.
Yeah, in Camden Yards and then in Washington. Should be easy.
Like honestly, that's like 13 of the last 15 games of the regular season.
You should be
easy opponents. They're easy opponents.
Yeah, 93 wins by the end of the season. You should at least have
93-69. You're the first wild card. Hey, I'll take that. Take that.
As long as we have a nice and decent lead, like a 3, maybe 4 game lead on either the Yankees, on the Blue Jays, on the A's, or on the Mariners or whatnot.
If the Red Sox can build this lead, if by Monday night, before you go to Seattle, you have a 3-game lead for the first wild card over either the Yankees, Blue Jays, A's and Mariners. And if you win that Mariners series 2 out of 3, you're fine. Like I'll take one loss. Like I'll take one loss to Seattle. That's fine. If you're up 2 games over the Yankees and the Yankees still holding place without second wild card spot, I think you can still afford a loss against Seattle. But say Seattle creeps up there and you're a game ahead of Seattle, oh, you gotta sweep them then. You gotta sweep Seattle.
If we could at least sweep all the way through, that would be nice. But I know that's not going to happen.
Oh yeah,
no. It's the Red.
I mean, it'd be nice the Red Sox to finish the year at 99-63.
Oh my God, I would love that.
There's 19 games remaining. There's 19 games remaining, including tonight.
Exactly. So there's no way. I just have a bad feeling the Red Sox could lose this game tonight, depending on how well. I'm surprised we lost by 1 last night. I really was. I wasn't expecting us. Once I heard 4-0, I was like, oh crap, here we go. This is gonna be like an 8-0 loss or an 8-1 loss. But JD Martinez was out last night with back spasm. Thank God it was just back spasm so far. If it was COVID, I would have been like, great. Who's next? Devers? You want Devers to be out 10 days? That'll be another person to put up there. Like seriously, this COVID thing is not hitting the Red Sox.
No, it's not. It's not benefiting the Red Sox at all right now. I mean Sale's likely out at least 10 days.
Yeah,
at the very least.
I mean, at least we got Xander Bogaerts back. Huge upgrade for our shortstop instead of using Alauz. I like this. I like the signing of Jose Iglesias back. That was a huge signing for the Red Sox. I think we could use him well at second base now.
And I think. Red Sox fans might actually want to watch tonight's game because we finally get to see the Major League debut of Connor Siebel, the guy who we got for both Brendan Workman and Heath Hembree last year for the Philadelphia Phillies. Connor Siebel, he finally gets to make his Major League debut tonight against the White Sox as he goes up against Cease. I forgot Dylan Cease. Yeah, okay. He's had a good year. But hey, you need somebody to start the game, and if Siebel can give you 5 solid innings, and you have a 2-run lead, then I'd be comfortable with you going to Darwinson Hernandez. Josh Taylor scares the living crap out of me.
I think we get Barnes and what's his face back today.
I'd hope so. The bullpen's been hit the hardest from the COVID thing.
I mean, Whitlock has been a great arm for us.
Oh my God! Talk about diamond in the rough.
Right? Thank you, Yankees, for him and Ottavino.
Yankees. Thank you for letting both of those 2 guys know. You're like, these guys are losers. It's like, all those losers went to those losers. It's like, hey. The guys that you call losers are actually doing something for us as we're utilizing them the right way. What did you do with them?
Exactly. And if we win the wild card game and we advance to play the Rays, and if we somehow beat the Rays with our bullpen, we could thank them a lot. We could.
Well, speaking of that, actually, Devin, I want you to memorize a number right now.
Memorize the number. Oh, okay.
13.
13. Okay.
And I'm going to explain that. Wonder why the AL East has been so has always been really good each for 13 of the last 14 years?
Why is that?
Because at least all five AL East teams have been in the ALCS in 13 of the last 14 years.
That is true.
Red Sox in 07, both the Red Sox and Rays in 08, Yankees in 09 and 10. 11, surprisingly, the Yankees Rays got bounced by both the Tigers and the Rangers.
Right.
Then 12, Yankees again. 13, Red Sox. 14, the Baltimore Orioles. They're only good saving grace of the season.
I think that was the year they had like Vladimir, Delman Young, Nelson Cruz or whatnot. No, I think they had Cruz that year.
15 and 16, the Toronto Blue Jays. 17, Yankees. 18, Red Sox. 19, Yankees. 2020, the Rays.
And now it seems like with,
that's because almost every year the AL East is sending at least 2 teams to the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
Compared to the other divisions.
Exactly.
So, the AL East is probably the best division in baseball because, well, from 07 to now, they have the more playoff wins out of any division.
Exactly. For Yankees fans, the Red Sox nation is taking over you guys. You guys haven't been irrelevant for ever since 09, since you won the World Series. And we own you 4-1. I'm sorry to say that. As Red Sox fans, I'm friends with the Yankee fan, and he agrees. One Yankee fan that I'm friends with agrees that the Red Sox are taking over the Yankees right now.
Oh, that's a shock.
I know. Joe Passarelli, if you're listening in, thank you, brother. I appreciate it, And he's like a loyal Yankee fan. He said that, hey, the Red Sox are taking over the Yankees dynasty. And I was like, oh, wow.
In the win column, the Red Sox are 2 up on the Yankees. Lost column, the Red Sox and the Yankees are tied. That averages out to a 1-game lead. Look, for the Red Sox right now, just try to guarantee yourself a winning season.
Yeah.
Right. You win 2 more games. The absolute worst you finish would be 82 and 80. You barely have a winning season, but it's a winning season. Nonetheless.
It would be something out of nothing, but I feel like Seabolt's going to go 6 strong, striking out 7, giving up 1 hit, and like 2 walks.
Yeah, that right for a major league debut.
Oh my God, what was the guy's name that pitched with us for
school? Oh my God, that Cutter dude.
I'm sorry, I would have been embarrassed if that was my MLB debut.
Oh yeah, I would be too. Oh my God, I felt bad for the guy, but it's like, dude, you're on the big stage. Say, dude, you're on the big stage and you're laying egg like that
against like a decent team in Cleveland. It's just like, really.
I mean, at least it was a decent team.
If it
was the Yankees, no one would have been shocked.
No.
If it was the Rays, like, why'd you throw them out there?
Exactly. I'm glad Corey.
The Indians, yeah, safe team, but they're still a pretty decently good team. So that's why it was acceptable. But it's like, you're really gonna push my 8 ball against this team that's just barely above 500.
Exactly. At least we took 2 out of 3 from Cleveland. If it was like, the third game and we were trying to prevail ourselves from getting swept, then I would have been like, why are you putting him out there for your major league debut? Why?
All right. So wraps up the Red Sox. We still have plenty more baseball to talk about. Like that's not like we still got plenty of baseball to talk about. There's still at least a good 3 weeks left in the season. So there's plenty of time to talk about that.
Yep, lots of playoff baseball to talk about in October. I can't wait.
Yep.
Baseball season's coming.
So before we get to before we finish our baseball conversation, games to watch out for today. The Rangers are playing the A's at 4. The Blue Jays and Orioles are playing a doubleheader today. Pray that Baltimore takes at least one of those games. The Mariners are playing the Diamondbacks. Hopefully the Diamondbacks actually decide to put up a fight tonight. Red Sox, you got the White Sox and the Mets and Yankees. They're going to get underway just About 15 minutes prior to 8 o'clock, the Mets, they beat the Yankees last night. That got the Mets back to 500. That put the Yankees continuing in their tailspin. I wanted to circle back to the Yankees.
Yep.
Then we'll finally wrap up the baseball conversation of this show. How do you go from winning 13 games in a row, looking absolutely dominant, looking like you're going to steal the American League East division, to losing 11 out of 13 games, nearly getting swept by the Baltimore Orioles, and now just barely hanging on to a playoff spot like 2 weeks later?
I think for Yankee fans, they should have saw this one coming because, hot streaks come to an end, just like the Red Sox were on a couple of hot winning streaks and then they came to an end. But here's the thing. I think it's been COVID because, Anthony Rizzo has been hit with it, Joey Gallo. I think Gardner.
Also, both guys can't hit the back end of a barn. They probably couldn't even hit a shoe right now.
Exactly. I think if you're talking to me right now, I think the Yankees could possibly miss a spot in the wild card race if they keep losing games to like the Mets and whatnot. I know they may have an easy schedule coming up, but things ain't easy. And the Baltimore Orioles, we need to hope and pray that they win at least one out of the two doubleheaders. Because last night,
go ahead.
Last night they helped us out a lot. 6-3, they beat the Jays surprisingly, and they definitely need to win at least one of the two doubleheaders. If not one, both of them would be great.
So on the season, and this is between both the Yankees and the Rangers for Joey Gala.
Yeah,
he's hitting 197. 197. 32 homers, 69 RBIs.
Okay.
With the now, if you want to look at both of those two numbers separated, with the Rangers, he hit 223.
Amazing.
With 25 home runs, 55 RBIs. With the Yankees, want to know what his batting average is?
103.
You're not too far off. 136.
Wow. Oh my God. How many home runs has he hit with them?
7 home runs, 14 RBIs. He's hitting less balls in New York than he was in Texas. In New York, it's a hitter's friendly ballpark.
It's the easiest place to hit a home run. He should be hitting at least 12.
Other than Fenway, where all the walls are short, the walls are just as short at Yankee Stadium.
Exactly.
The right field porch is so short. The Red Sox, there is no right field porch. You got seats in the bullpens.
MLB, New York Yankee Stadium is like the shortest place besides the White Sox to hit home runs. You should be absolutely hitting his missiles.
And Fenway.
Ballpark.
Include Fenway on that too.
Right. I Green Monster.
Rizzo struggled too. So Rizzo, total of the season between the Cubs and the Yankees.
Yep.
252, 20 home runs, 57 RBIs. Not bad numbers.
Yeah.
Now we look at the numbers separated. Rizzo with the Cubs this season. For some reason, that is not.
So you said he hit 20 home runs with the Cubs and like 55 RBIs or whatnot?
No, that's his season total. 20 home runs.
Oh, okay. So I'm thinking probably with the Cubs he hit 13.
I was looking at the wrong numbers. Okay. So with the Cubs this season, he had 248, 14 homers, 40 RBIs.
Okay.
Since coming over to New York, 264, 6 home runs, 17 RBIs.
That's hitting way better than Joey Gallo is, but he needs to hit more home runs. Because here's the thing.
Both guys are struggling in there. Look, Rizzo's batting average is a lot better than Gallo, so Rizzo's able to hit the ball and take advantage of the short outfield dimensions, but he's not hitting for power. Same with Gallo's. Like, you're in probably the second most hitter-friendly ballpark in baseball, only next to Fenway.
Right.
Where you should be hitting home runs left and right out of that stadium, and you're struggling. I mean, granted, Rizzo has granted Rizzo has COVID, but at least Rizzo can make contact with bat to ball. Joey Gallo is like he's swinging a ball like in the dirt, like 18 feet outside.
He's looking like Giancarlo Stanton not even a couple months ago. He's acting and he's feeling like that right now.
Yeah, Stan's eye has gone much better. I don't know where the hell that came from. It's like, when did you develop an actual eyesight?
It's like, during the first couple months, he's like, I'm going to actually suck. And then it's just like the last couple months, oh, you know what? I'm going to show them why they signed me or traded for me.
It's like, you could have done that from day one when you got there, you dope.
Right. He's a very powerful hitter. Am I happy that he's with New York? Sure. Not really. But, I think he could probably strive elsewhere instead of being on the Bombers.
Okay, so do want to hit on one piece of hockey news before we move on to our NFL thing. A rumor has it that Bruins captain Patrice Bergeron might be hinting at retirement at the end of this season.
Wow.
Say it ain't so, Birdie. Say it ain't so.
Wow. Well, didn't Char retire this season, right?
Not formally, no. Char still wants to play.
Oh,
there's no team signed him yet.
Oh, I
thought no team. Nope.
Oh wow, I thought he signed with the Kings or something like that. No.
Nope.
Okay.
He's still out there.
Wow. Here's the thing. Him and Char are really close friends ever since being on the Bruins together. Would I be surprised if he actually does retire? Not really. He's had a really great stint with the. How old is Bergie right now?
Oh, he has to be in his mid-30s.
Right. He can't be like a youngin or whatnot.
He's been with the Bruins since 2003. 36.
Okay, so I think, to be honest, I think he probably has 3, maybe 4 years left in him. In all honesty, because the right age to retire, it seems like 40 is the age, unless you're some guy named Tom Brady. But other than that, I really don't see him retiring.
Earlier this offseason, the Bruins and Bergeron were discussing a possible contract extension. Now, Bergeron has shelved those conversations to after the season, so that's now getting people's heads spinning. It's like, is he going to retire? Look, I don't think Patrice Bergeron is going to play for another team.
No,
I don't think he's going to do that.
No way in heck that happens.
No. So the only other, and I don't think anyone around the league thinks that Bergeron is going to play for another team either.
No, it's just like, he's linked in with the Bruins ever since, he's been with us.
Yep. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with Bergeron. His mind to change. He announced it maybe during the season or whatever. We just gotta keep our eyes peeled on Bergeron, but not make too much of a deal that he's playing this season. That's all we should really care about.
Hopefully, let's keep our fingers crossed. Where'd you hear that from?
I was being reported Yahoo News. I saw it in the NHL app the other day, and it was an interesting read. So it's a legit thing. It's a legit thing. It was on NHL.com about it. So, if it's on the NHL website, then it's 100% true. They're not just going to throw out a willy-nilly story out there like, let's get Bruins fans to poop their pants.
Exactly. It's just like, talk to me when the season come near end, and if the Bruins are in playoff contention, and maybe if they win it this year, maybe he might hang up the cleats. But if not,
the Bruins winning, he's definitely hanging them up.
Right. Then that's when I say, okay, I believe that. But right now, I don't believe it.
Yeah. All right. So we're getting ready for the rest of the week 1 games after the Bucks and the Cowboys treat us to. Oh, that was a beautiful game on Thursday night. That was a great game.
No, I didn't know it was going to be that close. I
think anybody expected it. If you betted for the Bucks on that spread, oh, you're mad at Tampa Bay because they porked you on money.
Exactly. I really thought that Tampa Bay was going to, have a slow start in the beginning of the half and be probably down 14-7 and whatnot. And then Tom Brady's like, all right, I'm going to actually score and actually, care about the game. But no, it was a very up and down game. Greg Zuerlein, terrible kicker. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys released him.
Oh my, he was awful.
Yeah. It's like, how could you miss didn't he miss like a 25-yard field goal or like
he missed an extra point that doinked off the upright.
Right. And then it's just like he missed like a 25-yard field goal. It's just like, you and I could make that, and we're not kickers easily. But, with the Buccaneers winning that game, it's not going to be an easy, season for the Buccaneers. I feel like teams are going to figure out Tom Brady easily. They're going to, pick him off a couple of times like the Cowboys did. And I don't think Mike Evans is Mike Evans that he used to be last season. Because it seems like, he's been dropping wide open passes and, whatnot. If he would have caught the pass to end the game, it would have been a touchdown. But I don't know. I have a question. At the end of the game, when Brady passed it to Godwin, do you think that was offensive PI, or would you not call it?
That was offensive interference. Both guys were driving each other, but Godwin pushed off of the defender in order to get to the football.
That was an obvious call. Should have called it.
Yeah, if Godwin didn't push off, that ball would have fell incomplete, and the Bucs were looking at fourth down with like 2 seconds to go and probably lose the game 29-28.
Exactly, but nope, they didn't call it, and then the Buccaneers.
And the official standing right there. He was right there.
It's like I would have called it.
Anyone would have called it.
I don't know. I feel like
interesting thing though about Thursday night. We're going to get to the. We're going to get to the whole thing soon. But here's what's sad though. For the Cowboys on this end, they won the turnover margin by 3.
Surprisingly.
Two Brady interceptions, 2 fumbles. Now look, both Brady interceptions. I give Brady a pass for because the first interception was just tipped up in the air right off the fingertips of defenders,
right,
and off of your own guy. So not much you can really do there. The second interception, it was just something to just end the half. All right, it was in the end zone. Not like it meant absolutely nothing.
Correct.
So Brady's 2 picks that gave a pass to, the fumbles aren't excusable.
No, I mean,
especially Godwin's. It's like, just go down.
Exactly. I had a feeling that I think it was Fournette or Godwin's was just like, let's give the Cowboys the ball and then Brady's gonna win the game at the end. Like, it was like that was a given.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the Cowboys won the turnover margin 4-1. They outgained the Bucs by just 20 yards, 451 to 431. But still, you outgained them. You won the turnover margin, and you still lose. They become the first team to do that, to win the turnover margin, outgain a team, and lose. How the hell do you do that?
I mean, you have to give a lot of appreciation to Dak Prescott out there. I mean, hey man.
Oh no, I'm already penciling in Dak for comeback player of the year. That's set in stone.
Obviously, I mean, here's the thing. I think the announcer said it. The Cowboys don't play another playoff team till week 11 when they play the Chiefs. So they should win these 9 games. They should be 9-1 or 8-1 heading into the game against the Chiefs. The Cowboys should be.
Yeah, they mentioned that. Here's the Cowboys' next really 10 weeks. Yeah, they got the Chargers next Sunday.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, they're in LA.
In LA, okay.
They play the Eagles on Monday Night Football at home.
Should be an easy win for them. If they screw it up, I wouldn't be surprised.
Then they play the Carolina Panthers at home. They play the New York Giants at home.
Oh, that's going to be a good game.
They travel to New England before their bye week.
Ooh, that's going to be a loss for them. I'm sorry. But
they go to Minnesota. They go to Minnesota. They host Denver. Then they host Atlanta before they play the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ooh, wow. I think out of those games, I see them winning probably 6 out of 4.
You at least 6, at the very least.
Or at least going 9-1, the one game losing to New England. That could be a possibility.
Yeah, and by the time week 11 hits, say you win, say between those 9 games you go 7-2.
Yeah,
You're 7-3 going against Kansas City. Will probably be 10-0 or something by then. But who knows?
10-0, 8-2, 9-1. You never know.
But Thursday night though, great game by both sides.
Fantastic game. It was like one of the best Thursday night footballs I've probably ever watched because usually those games are probably will be the only good Thursday night game for a while because next Thursday is the Giants in Washington, then the Panthers and Texans. Giants in Washington, I'll watch. That's going to be an
I'll watch that just because it's a division matchup. The Panthers and the Texans gag me with a spoon. Sam Darnold and Tyrod Taylor.
My God.
Oh God.
I mean, we'll be playing them week 8, week 7. The Panthers. No, we'll be playing both of them. Yeah,
week 9.
Yeah, week 9 we'll be playing
the Jets. I don't think we play the Texans at all this season.
Oh, we do. I think we do, right?
No. I believe so.
No, I think we do. We do play the Texans this year. I think it's it's either in Gillette or at the Texans, I think.
Oh yeah, right. No, you're right. We have the AFC South as division this year. Yep, you're right.
Yeah. So
I forgot. It's sad. We had a conversation about this like an hour and a half ago.
Exactly.
It's like I say week 16 Jacksonville. I'm like, and then I say we don't play the Texans. Like, wait a minute.
Exactly. I feel like we could sweep them. Like we could win Jacksonville. We could win Atlanta. We could possibly win Carolina because I think that Mac Jones has a bright future here in New England. I'll see by tomorrow afternoon. I really have my hopes. And here's the crazier thing. I think I have more respect for Travis Kelce because you know what he said?
Nah, I didn't hear what Kelce said.
So Kelce said that Mac Jones will have a better career this year than Trevor Lawrence. And I have so much respect for Travis Kelce saying that.
Well, first off, look who Trevor Lawrence's coach is. A guy who's never coached at the NFL level, right. Hasn't coached a football team in about 4 years, and is trying to keep a college mentality in there to guys who have been in the league for 10 years already.
Exactly.
So the situation in Jacksonville is already bad. They have no offensive line helped. So Trevor Lawrence is just going to get absolutely killed. Surprised Joe Burrow was able to play then after his offensive line left him out to dry last year.
My respect for Kelce went from here all the way up here. Now I really have respect for Kelce.
Well, here's the difference though too. Trevor Lawrence has 0 offensive line. Up here in New England, at least he got some protection here. It's not the greatest protection like Tampa Bay's offensive line or Kansas City's offensive line. It's not like a godly good line, but it's a line that will keep you upright and give you a chance to get off a throw.
Exactly. I have more trust in our offensive line this year than last year because I don't know if you've noticed, but whenever Mac Jones is in center, it seems like the offensive line protect him more than Cam Newton.
Well, Cam also run around and run himself into pressure. So there you go.
Exactly. And did you hear his video, Cam Newton?
I heard a snippet of it yesterday on the radio when he said his aura would affect Matt. I'm like, what in God's name are you talking about?
And did you hear the reason why he thought he got released? He goes, "Oh, they released me because I would have been the second backup and there would have been a dilemma." I did hear that. I was like, what dilemma are you talking about? You would have gone in there if Mac Jones got hurt or it was a blowout. Exactly. And he was asking, did Mac Jones... Granted, former league MVP as your backup, you're looking over your shoulder a little bit, just, then you're getting stressed out a little bit. It's like, yeah,
if you play bad in a game, you're going to get benched for him
easily.
But it's like you're not going to lose your job to that bozo.
Exactly.
Cam Newton only won the job last year because he had no competition because both Brian Hoyer and Jared Stidham are inept donkeys.
Yeah. So that was an easy spot for Bill to say, "Oh, we're going with Cam Newton."
Yeah, I mean, granted, was the little hypocritical Bill this year to be like, "Oh, even after drafting Jones, that this is Cam's team, this is Cam's team, this is Cam's team, Cam's the starter." It's like, yeah, it's a little bit hypocritical Bill to say, "Oh, Cam Newton's going to be our starting quarterback, basically regardless," and then 2 weeks for the season, you cut his ass.
Right, because and Cam Newton was asked this like during his video saying, "Oh, did Mac Jones actually teach you to play?" And he goes, "Nah, you really think that Mac Jones?"
I didn't really believe that story. I kind of still don't.
Right.
Would it really surprise me? Not really.
No.
But come on, what's the realistic chances of a rookie quarterback who literally just was literally just in a college cafeteria, probably sticking toothpicks up his nose, trying to be a freaking walrus,
right?
Compared to a guy who's been in the league for 11 seasons, like 11-year vet, like 11-year veteran of the league,
MVP.
Is gonna let
he was an MVP.
Yeah, former league MVP is gonna let some pint-sized rookie waltz in and be like, okay, here's how you run this play. Here's how you run. The 11-year vet's gonna look at the rookie and say, "Child, shut up and sit down." That'd be like Kyle Trask going out to Tom Brady, a guy who's been in the league for 22 years
and won you 7 Super Bowls.
Yeah, won 7 Super Bowls and who's done just about everything there is to do in the National Football League. He has nothing left to win.
No.
It's like Kyle Trask going out there telling Brady, saying, "Okay, here's how you run this play." Brady will take that clipboard or tablet or whatever, slap it across his face, say, "Child, sit down."
Exactly. Like, this scenario reminds me a lot because, Nick, you played high school football, and it's basically like, a senior quarterback and a freshman quarterback going up for the position. And, Bill basically saying that the freshman taking a job over the senior. It's basically like that scenario in like, high school or college or now in a professional football league. That's what basically happened. The freshman took the senior's job, basically. And now the senior's pissed. And, he's like, on the bench and he's, wailing his arms. He's like, sitting there.
Yeah. The senior's just like all disgruntled,
yeah,
like all mad and everything. It's like, well, did you earn it? Did you deserve? It's like, just because you're the senior doesn't mean you're automatically going to start.
Yeah. You have to earn that job. Like, if that senior earns the starting quarterback job, great. If he's like, horsing around and playing around with his, teammates saying, "Oh, this job is going to be easy." That's what Mac Jones did to you, Cam. You were dancing. You were having fun out there in practice.
I mean, look, that's how Newton was and everything. He's supposed to, he's an energetic guy. He's just trying to be loose.
Exactly. And I don't have problems with that.
I didn't have a problem with Cam being loose at practice, dancing, smiling, whatever. That's fine.
It's called having fun at practice. It's fine.
But when you know that they just brought in a rookie, and despite what the coach told you or told the media that, you're the starter, still put your nose to the grindstone and earn the job. Like, you only won it last year because A, you had no quarterback here. B, you're the only notable name really left because no other team wanted you.
No.
And you had no competition here. So obviously the second you signed, you're a quarterback, you're QB1, because the other two bozos that are here that were here still are here.
Yeah.
Literally stink. Brian Hoyer, Jared Stidham can't read the defense, and Brian Hoyer doesn't know how many timeouts there are and a half.
And he's the veteran too. Yeah. Like he's been on so many teams.
Look, for a guy to tutor Mac Jones, can you do a lot worse than Brian Hoyer? Yeah. You can do a lot worse than Brian Hoyer, and that's saying something.
I'm very glad, and I'm very excited.
I'm just surprised that I'm still shocked that Newton isn't still here as a backup.
I am too. I was very confused and surprised, just like Cam Newton said in his video. But I guess what we always say.
But he understood why he was cut. Because Cam knew damn well he didn't deserve to win the job.
Right.
Like, from what I did hear, the snippets of it, Cam sounded like a guy who accepted defeat to the rookie, saying, "I did not perform well." And it's like, well, don't cry we didn't perform well. Mac Jones kicked your ass 8 ways to Sunday throughout all the OTAs, mini camp, training camp, and preseason. Now, to Newton's defense here, Mac Jones got 107 snaps in the preseason compared to 38 for Cam.
And he did well better than Cam in the preseason. Like his numbers throwing wise.
I mean, in Newton's defense, Newton can say I didn't get a fair crack at it during the preseason snaps. Like, okay, you actually have an argument there. You only took 38 offensive snaps throughout the entire preseason compared to Jones, who took 107.
Exactly.
If Newton has a gripe with that, fine. I'm with you on that gripe because you have a case right there. But in those 38 snaps, he didn't do anything.
No.
And with the exception against the Eagles, in which the Eagles number one, and you're playing the Eagles number one defensive guys the first quarter, that defense just tore it anyway. That's why you're able to pick them to pieces to 8 for 9.
Exactly.
But I will give Cam that, though. If he has a serious gripe about his playing time in the preseason, okay, I'll give you that. Because that's a fair gripe to have.
No, it really is. I'm excited to see Mac Jones's first game in a Patriots uniform tomorrow afternoon, 4:25 against the Miami Dolphins. 2 kind of rookie quarterbacks in Tua, even though this is his second year. But it's going to be interesting to see, Tua start for the Miami Dolphins. Is this the guy that the Miami Dolphins are looking for? And many people are saying it could be, it could not be, but we won't know for sure till the end of the season.
Just got to give him a chance, really. So, Devin, great segue in there. Want to preview the Patriots and the Dolphins. So, Devin, what are your keys for a Patriots victory?
So, keys for the New England Patriots tomorrow afternoon is that our defense needs to be great. I feel like, our defense is going to be fired up. I'm really happy about Matthew Judon coming down here because I really didn't know that he'd be coming down here and he'd be the first signing that, Bill Belichick makes during this, free agency frenzy period. He's a great pass rusher for the Baltimore Ravens. And now having him come down here for, I think, 4-5 years or whatnot.
A 4-year deal, yeah.
Yeah, 4-year deal. It feels like he loves the system here. He's going to wear the number 9. It's going to be weird seeing the single digits on some.
I honestly don't. I'm with Brady. I'm kind of with Brady on this one. Brady complained about it early in the offseason. Seeing it Thursday night is like, okay, I am a little confused by it.
Right.
Brady does have a definite right, but it's something that I will probably get adjusted and used to.
Exactly. Same here. It's going to be weird seeing Jalen Hill.
It's probably going to take me the first 3-4 weeks to really get used to it. But really after week 4, you're just going to, you're going to know the guy's number. You're going to know where he plays. And then you're just going to forget all about it and just be like, it's like, hey, Bozo, can you complete the tackle, you dummy?
Exactly. And plus we have our new very favorite Kyle Van Noy coming back for the defense. That was a huge during this offseason. And, I'm excited to see these tight ends with Smith and Hunter Henry. This is going to be like the Gronk and the Aaron Hernandez tight end that we've been always wanting to see. None more of this Dalton Keene, Devin Asiasi, and whatnot. But, I feel like, the Patriots are going to be grateful. Mac Jones is going to be in the helm. He's going to be throwing great passes to Aguilar, to Myers. Maybe we try to trade to get a wide receiver, which I've been hoping for, which we've been talking off air, saying that, we could really use a number 1 wide receiver like
a legit number 1. You don't have a legit number 1.
Here's the thing. You and I were talking about.
You haven't had one even when Brady was here. Your de facto number 1 was Edelman. He was your number 1 because he was the most reliable. But but put Edelman in any other offense, Edelman's a number 3 option. He's a number 3 receiver.
when we had Moss, he would also be our number one.
Well, Randy Moss is probably the true number one receiver you actually had.
Exactly. Like other than that, it's been
other than Randy Moss. You had a bunch of number twos that played like number ones because the quarterback literally got you the ball.
Yeah, because he knew how to throw it to you. When we had Amendola, Chris Hogan, the year we had, Antonio Brown, he wasn't a true number one, but he was the only like elite.
Brown is here for one game. Brown is here one game, and I think Brown was just a nutcase then. He still is a nutcase now, but the experiment in Tampa Bay lasted a lot longer than I thought it would.
Exactly.
I was kind of shocked in how small the experiment lasted here, but when everything came out, though, it was like, yeah, it's only a matter of time till he's out of here.
Exactly, and
But for me though, just really try to beat that Dolphin defense. Don't let them beat you because they kicked your ass 8 ways to Sunday last year in Miami. Granted, you never played well in Miami to begin with, so there's that. But this game's up here in Foxborough. Second year in a row, the Patriots, the Dolphins are open up in Foxborough, but this time you're going to have 60,000 screaming fans screaming down at you rather than looking at a bunch of blue empty seats.
Exactly. I feel like Tua's going to turn the ball over a couple of times, not a lot.
Yeah,
but,
I think you'll see Mac Jones may make a few mistakes too, but that's fine. Both guys are still young. Both guys are Alabama products.
Yeah,
that's what makes the game enticing. It's Bama quarterback versus Bama quarterback. Which Bama quarterback can be better? My money's on Mac Jones.
I have a good feeling we could win this game, maybe 30-16. I'm going. It's going to be a very tight scoring in the first couple. Quarters.
I think it'll be a tight game all around.
Yeah, it's going to be. I'm just nervous about our kicker. I don't know about Nordique.
I don't. That Norden dude. Oh God. If he misses two extra points and misses a cheapy easy field goal, cut his ass, elevate Nick Folk from the practice squad, and call it a day.
Exactly.
Like, please.
I don't think anyone told him that he made the team. Did you read that article where no one?
Yeah,
no one
I read.
That he made the team?
I read that. No one told him anything. It's like I saw that as like I was a little confused about that. I was like, no one told you.
It's like you wouldn't think that Bill would have called you and said, "Oh, congratulations."
Yeah. You figure Bill would have called you, but like, hey, congratulations, you made the team. You're our primary kicker. Congratulations.
Or at least heard about it, or at least tweeted about it.
Or your agent didn't. It's like he's like, well, I never got anything on touchdown day. It's like, okay, well, if you didn't hear anything on touchdown day, that probably should have been your indications, like saying, hey, I actually made this thing, but let me. It's like that's when you contact the head coach, be like, hey, just want to know, did I make the team? Because I haven't heard anything, and probably in classic Bill fashion, be like, you didn't hear anything from me, then I'll see you at practice tomorrow.
Exactly. And I'm kind of looking forward to this Andrews guy, the new cornerback we got from the Ravens, to try to take over Stephon Gilmore's place as of right now, who's on the PUP list, which I wouldn't be surprised, Nick, by week 6 if he's traded, because I feel like we're either going to You're not
getting. I'll tell you this right now. You're not getting a first round pick for him. That's out the window. You'll be lucky. You'll be lucky to get a second or third rounder from him. That's about it.
I mean, what team could really use a good cornerback like him?
There's the Ravens. Ravens should definitely use him because they just lost Marcus Peters for the year due to an ACL injury.
Exactly. They've lost all their running backs, and now they got Le'Veon Bell back in.
Le'Veon Bell, Latavius Murray, Devontae Freeman. They signed 3 washed-up has-beens.
Oh, they signed all those people? They got Latavius.
Yeah, I saw their roster. Yeah. Those are the 3 bozos that they have in the running back room now. 3 washed up has-beens. Good luck with that.
Wow, that's a stacked running backs right there. Having
what a huge stack running backs. All right, Devin. It's time for our game picks for the remainder of week 1. We'll also do Thursday night football too for week 2, because we haven't just since we don't have a solid time or date yet for the show, but we got plenty of time to figure that out.
Yeah.
All right, so first off on the venue, it is the Jacksonville Jaguars are going down to Houston to take on Tyrod Taylor and the Houston Texans.
This game is going to be really boring, but it's going to be like it's going to be that one kind of boring, interesting game that, people are going to like, probably not even 1,000 people are going to watch. But I give this shade end to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to give Trevor Lawrence his first win.
I'll give it to the Texans. I just, Texans at home. I think it's a fair matchup for them to begin with. After that, the Texans will probably lose the remainder of their games.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, they still have Cooks, and they just signed Amendola to their roster.
And here's a little fun, interesting fact. Quarterbacks selected number 1 overall in their debuts are 0-12-1 since 2003.
Well, hopefully that won't be Mac Jones.
Number 1 overall.
Oh, number 1 overall. Okay.
So gotcha. This reflects strictly on Trevor Lawrence.
Gotcha. Okay. I thought you meant like first round picks. I was just like, oh god.
No. Remember, Mac Jones is the 5th quarterback taken. Yeah. Rarely and almost never does the 5th overall quarterback taken in the draft start week 1.
Right.
Jones is starting before the third overall pick in Trey Lance and the 11th overall pick Justin Fields.
Right.
All right. We got the Los Angeles Chargers going to DC to take on the Washington football team. Justin Herbert versus Chase Young, the two rookies who really took the NFL by storm last year. The offensive rookie of the year winner last year against the defensive rookie of the year last year and Chase Young. This is going to be a good one. I'm doing the Chargers.
You're going Chargers. I'm very high on the Redskins, so I'm going to choose the Washington Redskins. I think they're going to win that one out.
The Seattle Seahawks, they are going to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Seattle is 11-1 in their last 12 games, starting at 10 a.m. on the East Coast. I like those chances, and I do like the Seahawks in this one. Carson Wentz's durability scares me. I'm sorry.
It does. An interesting fact about Carson Wentz, he will be starting tomorrow.
That's not a shock.
They've just indicated that he will be the starter. It kind of scares me that he's going to be the starter, but I'm going to go Seattle Seahawks. I think Russell Wilson pulls it out with DK Metcalf out there.
The New York Jets are going down to Carolina to take on the Carolina Panthers right off the bat. This is going to be a fun one because Sam Darnold is facing his former team against his replacement. I love that. Go Panthers.
Yo, go CMC, man.
Go Panthers. Go Panthers.
Hey, man, you got to cheer on the Panthers. Jets are in the AFC East. They're. I'm going to give them 5 points this year. I'll be courteous.
Thank you, NFL Schedule Matrix. Just putting that right out there, right off the bat.
They probably didn't even know this was going to happen.
Devin, remember, Darnold got traded in April.
Yeah.
And then Zach Wilson got drafted 2 weeks later. They knew. They did that on purpose.
Exactly.
The Minnesota Vikings are going to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. The Vikings have won 4 of their last 5 week 1 games. I like the Vikings here. Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, that defense against that horrid Bengals O-line.
Oh. Going Minnesota. I have to. I don't have trust in the Bengals.
The Arizona Cardinals going to Tennessee to take on the Tennessee Titans. Each of the last 3 matchups decided by 5 points or fewer. Feed Henry. Feed him. Feed Henry. Feed Julio.
As much as I want to go Tennessee, Nick, I know I've talked about this so many times that the Cardinals are going to be a dark horse in the playoffs. I got to go Arizona. I think the Cardinals are going to win this one.
That's fine. The San Francisco 49ers going to Detroit to take on the Lions. San Fran's won 10 of the last 11 games against Detroit. Frankly, that's not really that hard to do because it's Detroit.
Right.
I got the Niners in this one, but my question is, Jimmy Garoppolo is going to start the game.
Yeah.
Will he finish the game?
That's a very interesting scenario right there about Jimmy Garoppolo. Because say if Jimmy G isn't the Jimmy G that he's been looking like, and they start Trey Lance, and they cut Jimmy G after that game, I think an interesting team to pick him up would be the New England Patriots because we don't have no backups, and I think he would sell great for a backup.
Well, Garoppolo still owed a lot of money for the 49ers, so that's not going to happen.
Right. So I'm going 49ers. It's going to be an interesting one. It'll be an easy sweep.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to Buffalo take on the Bills. This is going to be an intriguing matchup. Pittsburgh's won 7 straight week 1 games on the road. I like Buffalo in this one, though.
I'm going to go with the steal of the match. I think the Steelers are going to steal this one from the Bills. Yep, we're doing shows together. Back to the funny puns. Deal with it.
That was a good one. That was a good one, though. That was a real good one.
Here's the thing. I know Ben is too old to play quarterback, but I give him this one out in Buffalo.
The Philadelphia Eagles are going down to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Matt Ryan is 3-0 all-time at home against the Eagles. I'm gonna go with Philly here. I think they surprised. I think they surprised week 1. I didn't know Philly.
I like what you did there. I think the Atlanta Falcons. This will be probably one of their most hardest and easiest wins of the season. I think that Kyle Pitts has a great game, first game in an NFL uniform. For the Atlanta Falcons, I'm gonna go Atlanta Falcons winning this one.
The Cleveland Browns are going to Kansas City, going back to where their season ended.
That's right.
To take on the defending AFC champion, Kansas City Chiefs. The Browns are 0-15-1 in week 1's game since 2005. I think it's going to be a great game, a lot closer than I think a lot of people will see, but I'm going with the Chiefs. I'm sticking to my guns with the Chiefs.
Nick, I feel like the Browns are still upset with losing that game in Arrowhead Stadium, and they're trying to get redemption.
And the missed helmet to helmet too.
Right, exactly. And so I feel like this is going to be the most watched game besides the Dolphins versus Patriots game. I think everyone's going to have their eyes glued. And I feel like the Browns could take this one to town.
All right. The Dolphins are taking on the Patriots. We both said the Patriots are going to win that game, so Correct. We don't have to do that.
Nope.
The Denver Broncos are going to MetLife to take on the New York Giants. Denver has a 676 win percentage in season openers since 1970. That's the highest in the NFL. Good for you. That's about the only thing you can bank on other than Peyton Manning. I'm going with the G-Men on this one.
I'm going with the Broncos on this one. I think that the Broncos can win at MetLife. I think this is going to be a very interesting game to watch too. And I think that, Bridgewater's first, starting to helm up the Broncos, he's going to giddy them up and win their first game of the season. 1-0 Broncos.
The Green Bay Packers and the New Orleans Saints. It's a home game for the Saints, but both are going to Jacksonville to play this game because of Hurricane Ida. I don't believe the power's back at the Superdome yet, but it should be in time by week 4 when the Saints will finally be able to return home to on the road in weeks 2 and 3.
Right.
So this should be the only relocation game for the Saints, but it's a Saints home game nonetheless. Green Bay, New Orleans. I like Green Bay here. I think it's going to be a close game, but Jameis Winston, he's always due for two interceptions a game, always at the most inopportune time. So I'm going with the Packers here. I like the Packers' new improved defense and want to see how it improves under Joe Barry rather than Mike Pettit.
Exactly. I'd like to see how this game goes out. I'm choosing Green Bay, but if it wasn't for Aaron Rodgers signing back, it would be a very tough decision. So I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers, but I want to see the Saints, how well they do with Jameis Winston under the helm, and then talk to me next week about their matchup.
Packers won 6 consecutive week 1 games. Sunday Night Football, the Chicago Bears are taking on the Los Angeles Rams at SoFi Stadium. We finally got to see SoFi Stadium with the full house. Full house. I can't wait for that. Chicago's 4-14 Week 1 road games in the Super Bowl era. Well, here's the thing. It's Aaron Donald. Matthew Stafford's in a much better situation. The Bears are morons and have Andy Dalton starting. I'm going to the Rams.
You mean the Raiders?
Sunday Night Football, Devin. Bears-Rams.
Oh, I thought you said Raiders.
No.
Oh.
The Bears and the Rams.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to go with the Rams. You know, I really have high hopes for Matthew. I really thought you said Raiders. I was like, oh, wow.
You're damn ahead of me.
Oh. It feels like I am. But I think I have really high praise for Matthew Stafford and this team. I think they're going to do well in their new stadium. So I'm going to go with the Rams.
Monday Night Football is the Ravens visiting the Raiders.
Okay.
I still have the Ravens winning this game. The Baltimore's won 3 straight season openers by 30-plus points, but it's going to be a much closer game now that the Ravens are without Gus Edwards. They're now without Marcus Peters. It's going to be a much closer game. I'm now kind of seesawing on this one. I'm still going to go with the Ravens.
Yep.
Strictly because I think the Raiders still have a lot of holes defensively.
Okay.
That I think Lamar Jackson might be able to pick out.
Sure.
But it's just hard to say the Ravens in a landslide because now that they don't have their 2 best running backs and their best corner.
Right. I'm going to go with the Raiders. I really have faith in Derek Carr. You know, they just got Willie Snead in the offseason. Henry Ruggs, Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller. I think they're going to go off against Lamar and the Ravens, and this will be a very interesting Week 1 matchup. You know, it'll be one to watch for days.
Yeah, and just get ahead of everything, just so that way we can keep with the game picks alive. Week 2, Thursday Night Football, the Giants at the football team. I'm not really going to – I'll just say a toss-up right now just because it depends on how both teams look tomorrow.
Right.
So, but if we had to choose a winner, I'm going to go with the Washington football team on that one.
I agree. I think the Washington football team is going to do better than the Giants. I think after that game, they will be 2-0 heading into Week 3.
Yep. All right. So to cap off the final TitleTown Throwdown, it is the final one. I promise everyone. To cap it all off, I think it's time to keep we're not only going to keep this segment alive, but bring to you one more time another show name, the TitleTown Play of the Week. This is how I wanted to end the show. If you saw the Red Sox game on Wednesday night,
wow,
that absolute Hunter Renfroe, the player of the game, he deserves a gold glove. He deserves that gold glove for this play right here.
And much of the crowd is up at Fenway. Fly ball, that one headed for the alley. Santana with a dive, he can't get it, it rolls behind him. Renfroe backs him up, Wendell's heading for third. Here's the throw, the tag! Got him and the ball game is over!
Are you kidding me?
Red Sox win it!
Oh my goodness.
Wendell out at third base. Trying to sprint to third. He is cut down. And the Sox win a thriller at Fenway Park.
And with that throw, look at that arm. Holy cow.
Hunter Renfroe in the game. He nailed a man at second. He ended the game with a howitzer toss to third to cut down Joey Wendell.
And that's exactly what I was talking about the other day. He was there to back him up in center field, gets that ball, and makes an unbelievable throw. Look at that, right on the money.
Perfection.
Perfection. That's a 300-foot toss.
Do you think there's any chance Hunter Renfroe may be the star of the game? What a finish for him. What a night for him.
Wow.
What a season it's been for Hunter. And the Red Sox celebrating one of their finest victories of the season. 2-1 over Tampa Bay. And that's how it ended, with Wendell, his head in his hand. And the Red Sox going crazy. Oh, yes. 2 of them in the ball game.
What a dart.
How dumb must Joey Wendell feel after that? I'm sorry.
I mean, it's bad enough being thrown out at third base, but being thrown out at third base to end the game? Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry.
It's not like the Rays needed the win anyway.
No. I mean, if I'm Wendell, I would have stayed at second base, to be all honesty. But yeah. I do give him credit to, trying to, go the extra mile. Bless me. But, who knows? It was a great throw from Hunter. And, we needed that win. And if it wasn't for that win, we wouldn't be at the first place in the wild card right now.
No, it's just an absolute dart. All right, well, that'll wrap up the show. Next week, it is the debut of TitleTown USA with Nick and Devin. No. All right, well, everyone, enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we will talk to you next week.